I'm Tracy. Welcome to or welcome back to Auntie's Cakery. I'm so excited to show you my competition cake pieces. I'm entering 3 this year. 1 in the Foreign Techniques division, 1 in the Gingerbread, and 1 in the Wedding division. I have made a video of each of these 3 cakes. This video is going to show the gingerbread. But keep an eye out for my other 2 videos. It may take me a while to compile them, but I will get them to you. I pre-baked all of my gingerbread pieces. Now with black royal icing, I'm going to outline the cracks of this rock sidewalk. I will also do the same with the chimney and the front of the house. And the front and sides of the house. Once I have all those piped, I'm going to take some gray royal icing mixed with black and fill in those spaces. Adding a few little more dots of black, I'm going to swirl that around so it looks more like stone. And you can see I'm not filling the stones right next to each other because I don't want the royal icing flowing into each other. So I'm going to pipe a few stones, let it dry, pipe a few more, and so on and so forth. And I'll do that with all the stone pieces. Now for the side of the house, I'm going to make the sides white, outline and flood in. I'm going to let the icing flow right through the window to cover the inside of the window. I'll do that with the front and the back of the house also. I didn't really like how this flowed over the heart, so I'm taking a toothpick and cleaning that up just a little. With the door, I'm going to pipe the wooden slats. I'm going to let that dry just a little bit. Then I'll take some really thin royal icing and paint it on. That way it'll look really like wood. I think that gives it a really nice wood-looking texture. I'm going to repeat that texture on the window shutters. And then for the roof, I'm going to put grass on it, so I'm just going to paint thin royal icing green all over the roof. Here on the baseboard, I'm going to make a little pond, and everywhere the pond isn't, I'm going to paint green also. And I'm gonna let all of this dry overnight. Now that they're all dry, I'm taking a little gray royal icing, and with a sponge, I'm going to sponge on the white areas. This kind of gives it a stucco look. And I like the look of stucco on a house. I will also re-outline all those stones with a black royal icing. Now I'm going to create a little design around the windows. Using white icing, I'll outline a space and I'll fill it in with flood consistency royal icing. And then I'll let that dry. Once all those windows are outlined and dry, or at least crusted over, I'm taking a really small flower tip to make the little flower boxes. Out of pink, of course, because I love pink. Using a damp paintbrush to shape those edges. Then with a number 1 tip, I'll pipe little scalloped edges around the window. And I will do that with all the windows. And once that's had a chance to crust over, I'm adding little dots on the edges. And also a little dot design around the outside. Next, I'm going to pipe some vines. I will have vines on the front, on the side, and on the back. For the little pond, I'm using a slab of fondant. I'll just stick it on that bare space. I ended up not liking where I placed it, so I move it later. And here I have a whole bunch of gingerbread crumbs. I'll stick some gray royal icing there, mix it a bit. Add some black, mix it a little more. And there we have some rocks. Now it's time to glue the house together. This is thick consistency royal icing. That will make it stay forever. And this is chocolate, and as it dries, it will help it stick quickly. So I don't have to wait forever for the gingerbread house to be assembled. The chocolate will dry quick with a little freeze spray on there. And then as it dries overnight, the royal icing will hold it fast and firm. Just decided to add a little more chocolate because it's still a little unsteady. And this is my first constructed gingerbread house, guys, so if you know any tips and tricks, I am welcome to hear them. I'm putting the shutters on the same way. Then I'll add the sides of the house. Glue the door to the front. And glue the little sides to the front also. And I'll let that dry a while before I stick it onto the rest of the house. Work it into place and glue it on. Now I'm reinforcing the base of all the sides. I also glued the roof on in a similar manner. And now I'm going to decorate the seams using a pink beaded border. So in this bag I have some dark green, light green, and medium green mixed throughout. I did not want a monochrome grass. Before I put grass all around the pond, I'm sticking some stones while it's still wet. Then I'll continue to pipe that grass all over the base. Once I've got the base done, I'll start working on the roof. All this grass piping took a really long time, and my hand was so tired afterward. I wanted to add some plants in those little planter boxes, so I'm starting with some bright green leaves. I also have a little stripe of dark green in the bag. It's not really showing up on those leaves well. Not only in the windowsill, but I'm placing them throughout the composition as well, just to make it a little more uniform. I'm going to add some little leaves to the vines, and then some purple flowers. And I do that all over the house. Place some large flowers in the windowsills. And I'm gonna have some pretty flowers on the roof also, because where there's grass, there's flowers. And the rest is kind of self-explanatory. I just use a whole bunch of different colors and I pipe a whole bunch of different flowers. I'm also going to add a little bush. So I have a wad of fondant here. I'm going to cover it with leaves. I'll add a couple more bushes around the house too. Now for the water. I'm using a clear piping gel and I'm coloring it a little bit blue. Mix it all up. Putting a little piping gel on the fish to stick them down. Then I spread the water into the pond. Those fish were just getting in the way. So I took them out, spread the water the rest of the way, put them back in, and then added a little water on top of them. place the swan in there too. Although my son thought it looked like a goose. So you can decide, goose or swan. I also made some little bunnies that I put on there. So cute. And there's the finished product. Look, I got a second place ribbon. There's me and my cake. Thanks for watching and keep an eye out for the other 2 videos. Bye. My kids are coming home.